Okay, so in this live stream, I'm going to create a starter Laravel project. So this is something that will be useful to you if you're new to Laravel development. So if I just go to this app right here. So what I'm going to do is basically recreate this, but in Laravel. This version you're seeing right here is just done in pure HTML, CSS. And a bit of JavaScript as well. So I'll be showing you how to sort of go through and code this in Laravel. Also, I'll be using Laravel head. So this is pretty much like a WAMP, where you can pretty much create websites and host them locally on your machine. So you can get it for Mac OS and Windows. So I'm on a Mac, so I'll be using this one. And I'll be using the Laravel documentation as well as I go through this. So first thing I want to do, bring up Laravel head. Right, website. Twig thing. If I just window. Again. At the top you've got H, click that, and you've got a create site option. So I want to create a new Laravel project. Next. So I'm not going to use a starter kit, so I'm just going to create, so I'm just going to use Blade for the templating. So no starter kit. Next. We'll call this dev sites. Convert pest. I'm not going to use Laravel Boost. I'm not going to initialize it as a Git repo. So next. And you can see right here, this will be the website it will fall under, so devsites.test. We'll go to that URL once this is created. So next. I might wait for this for the project to be created. I see the output right here. It's running the migration. At this point, that's composer. So I think at this point, it's just created a project. It's just setting it up. This will probably go faster if I was using another machine. I mean, could be because I'm just got an old machine. This is like a MacBook Pro 2019. So this is pretty outdated. I should actually test this on one of the Mac, actually see how fast it does creates the project. Time it. This is pretty um 87 projects. I should have done that in lower caps, lower casing, sorry. Okay, so that's done now. So if I click the open in browser, that should open up the website. And you can see the Laravel app is up and running. So what I'm going to do now is go back to VS Code. Oh, where is that? Let me just rearrange this. Okay, hang on. Just I'm not trying to drag this. Okay, there we go. So so let's get started. So this will be like the welcome page. So if I just show you where it is in the Laravel app. So this is the project itself. So you can see the dev site folder. If we go to resources, use welcome.play.php. So this is the actual HTML that gets loaded that you see right here. So if I VGs. Okay, if I just get rid of all this. And oh. So I'll just put something like hello world. Refresh the page. And that's what you'll see. Okay, so basically I want to recreate this. So the first thing I want to do is create a migration. So we want to create a database structure. Actually, should actually load up the database. Oh, this is SQLite. Can I view? This is actually a new application that I'm using called Table Plus. If I should be able to load SQLite actually. Okay, bear with me. I'm not sure how to disconnect from this actually. Oh, hang on, wait. Database. I'm probably going to have to open this up again. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can open that SQLite file actually. Right. Database. Open database, let's try that. Okay, I just want to check something. So Table Plus, if I go to the website, because I thought this could open up SQLite. Has it right here? Oh, I got it confused. It's Table Pro. It's Table Pro. So if I can't get this on SQLite, it's fine. I can just switch to MySQL. Databases. 18 plus supported databases. So it does have SQLite here. I'll probably try closing it and then reopen it, see if that works. Table Pro. Open it. Okay, here we go. So create connection. Okay, I think this is it. So SQLite. Continue. So let's just call this dev site. Okay, and I want to browse to the database file. So by default, Laravel defaults to SQLite. You can switch it to MySQL, but I'm just going to use SQLite just because that's the default method, a default database. Where am I? Yeah, dev sites. So you can find the SQLite file in your Laravel project, which would be for me dev sites in the database folder, and then you can see the SQLite file right there. So if I click open. So I want to save this connection. There we go. Double click that. And you can see all the tables that have been created. So these are the tables that come by default with the Laravel application. I maximize this. There we go. These are the tables that you've got. So you've got jobs, cache, migrations, users. Okay, so what I want to do is create a migration table. So I'm going to bring up the terminal in bring up the terminal and VS Code. Okay, so I want to change into my project. So that'll be dev sites. Okay, so you can see the files all there. So I want to create a new migration. So you can do that by typing in PHP. I just want to make this zoom in a bit so you can see. I'll clear this up. So PHP artisan make semicolon migration. Need to give it a name, so it gives you an example here. So I'm going to call this create sites table. The enter key, and that's created that migration. Close this. We'll go to database folder, migrations. See that new file has been created. So this sites table, if I go back to the example website, close that. So a site will have a name and a URL. So let's say I click on the Code Igniter, Code Igniter website. So name, URL, image, and those are the things that I want. I'm actually probably going to need the documentation here. Go database, migrations. Columns, that's what I want. And you've got a list of columns that you can create. Click on string, that'll give you an example. So, table, string, and then give it a name. The name. So table, string, URL. If I go back to that list, I guess it'll be string, wouldn't it? Like URL. Yeah. The next one will be image. I'm going to call this image underscore URL. Okay, so yeah, that's everything. Okay, so save that file. The, okay, it's up. Oh, tail. Okay, so PHP artisan migrate. So what that's going to do is run that new migration file that was created. Hit the enter key. Now to run that migration. So if we go back to database, if I refresh this, you go see a new sites table. So here, what I'm going to do is put in some data. The next thing to do would be create seeder. Well, actually, wait. First thing I need to do before that is actually create a model. So a model would represent the table. So you've got like a user model here, which represents the users table, an entry in the users table. Okay, so PHP artisan make model site. Oh, okay, I don't. Okay, so you'll see a new site model has been created. Okay, so I want to create some. Basically, when I create the site, I want to be able to fill in the values. So we've got the name, URL, image underscore URL. I can just use this user model as an example. And that should be fine. Save this. Close up this. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is okay, database feeder. Oh, wait. Create a factory. I think I'll leave a factory. So a factory is basically something that you can, if you go to the user factory, so you can use like Faker to create, to sort of generate test data. So that's what a factory can. Factory can be used to sort of create like test data for the database. But I think for this example, I'm just going to fill in the details. So, I'm going to include the site model. And if I use the insert, is it insert? I need to check this. Insert. Eloquent. I'm sure it's insert that allows you to add in multiple. I'll look in the insert. Also insert remarkable. This is create. Okay, I'll just try this. So if I just image underscore. Wow. Okay, so if I go back to the terminal, type in PHP artisan db seed database, see if that worked. Oh, it did. There we go. So yeah, because I'm using insert, I have to fill in the dates. Now let me just, I'm going to zoom in. Anyway, so okay, I'll put the dates in then. But yeah, that worked. So basically, because what I wanted to test to see is if I can add multiple sites, and it looks like it's working. I'll probably end up just doing a few of them actually. I don't really need to add all of them in. So if I just add in a Laravel site. I can use that. Okay, the dates. I think I'll just add those in as well. So what I need to do is I'll do insert or should I do create? Actually, you know what? I'll do create. So if you use create, that's going to add in the dates automatically. So I'll just do that. Makes it easier. Okay, so I'll try running the feeder again. the database now. Okay, I didn't run. Still got the first entry. Oh, okay. Showed the error. Okay, so the reason it's because there's already a user in there, so I bet I need to clear the feeder. List. Do list like this. I haven't actually done it this way because I want to clear the seed data. DB seed data records. Table wipe, drop all tables, use. Okay, I'll just do what I normally do. So basically I want to rerun the migrations in the seeder. So what I'm going to do is php artisan migrate semicolon dash and then dash s dash seed. That's going to rerun the migrations and then it will add in the test data by running the seeder. Okay, that's done. Go to the database now. There you go, you can see the entry right here. Let me just zoom in because increase text size. Seems to be working. Anyway, you should be able to see that the site, the Laravel site is added right here, and you can see the data automatically filled in. That's good. So what I can do is I want to add some of the images. So I've got the images available. So what I'm going to do, stick them in. So in the, where is this? Okay, for collapse all. So in my Laravel project, you've got a storage folder. Open it up, and then open the app, and then private. So I'm going to stick the images here. I've got them available here, so I'm just going to copy them. Oh, they're in here. There you go, because the images are here. So I'm just going to copy all of them. Copy. Actually, I want to make public because I want it viewable on the website. There we go, so we've got the images there. So laravel.png. I need to change it to laravel.png. And yeah, I'll rerun the migration, but I'll just add some more in. So I'll add a few more sites in. So we've got Symfony. I'll add that one in. Symfony. WordPress, I'll have that one. WordPress, WordPress.png. URL from here. Okay, so if I rerun migrations, then I bring up the terminal. Control this. PHP artisan migrate fresh seed. Okay, that's run. I'll refresh the database. See those 3 entries added to the sites table. Yeah, I think this will be in. So I guess the next thing I want to do, I've got the data in the database, so I want to go to the root. Well, the root will all be set up anyway, but then if I go to the root folder, go to web, I've got the main root right here, so I need to update this to use controller. I'm going to need a new controller. Go back to the terminal, type in PHP artisan make a long controller, and call this site controller. I'll make it empty. I'm going to go to the documentation. I'll type in the search controller. Actually, the roots that I want to, so I just want to find out how to add the controls to the root. So go to type in routing instead in the search. There you go, that's how you do it. So copy this. Rather than a function, it will be an array. Site controller that I want, I need to add in the namespace. So if I've not got, okay, I've got them taste. By the way, this is a useful plugin to have, PHP IntelliSense. So if you're new to PHP, I highly recommend installing this. Since, well, I need it to auto insert the namespace. So it has a list here of all the things that I can do. That's installed. If I try that would automatically add in different wait for. Okay, so IntelliSense is still indexing, I'll just do it manually then. So use app controller. There will be site controller. But yeah. So if I hold down the command key, it will be controlling Windows, and then click the site controller, it takes you straight to this file. So in terms of the routing, this is linked to the site controller, and it's calling the index method. There is no index method in the site controller, so we'll do that next. The index method. Public function index. Here we're going to use the model. So if I click enter, that will include the namespace right there. Semicolon, all. And what that's going to do is going to get all sites from the site database. So this site database, and we'll retrieve them all here in the controller. And return view so view will link to the blade template. So this is the next thing we need to create actually. I can just dump this for the moment so you can see the data. So DD stands for dump and die. So I want to show you what's in the site variable. Reload the site. You can see it's dumped a collection, and if you check the items, you can see the sites models. So each model represents a site. So if I look at the either original attributes, the data right there. So you've got the name, URL image. That's what we want. So the next step will be to add in the new template, the blade template. So I'll go over this dump now. Turn view all of the view template, and then data sites. So the sites variable. So this isn't going to work because we haven't got the blade template. So if I try going to the page, error. Once it loads, there we go. Tells you the error right there. Invalid argument, exception, view sites not found. That makes sense because we haven't created the blade template. Okay, so all tilde. PHP artisan make. Type in make. So hang on. So if you type in PHP artisan list, get your list of all the commands that you can use with artisan. So I'll scroll up to make. Okay, so to make view. See all the different classes that you can make right here. Okay, so clear that. PHP artisan make semicolon view will be called sites, and you can see that it's created the file. So, and it gives you the path. So it's resources view sites.blade.php. Okay, resources. So if I open the resources folder, views, and you can see the file right here, sites.php. I'll just add some HTML here. So sites. Save this file. Go to 10. Refresh the page and you can see sites. Yeah. 50. Okay, so go back to the Laravel documentation. So there's a section on the left. There's views and there's blade templates. Okay, I guess this is more to do with the view command and controller. Showing you how to use that. Actually, wait. I've just realised something. I've made a mistake. So what I want to do is, rather than pass it in directly, I'm going to pass in an array. So I'm going to call the key of the array sites and then reference the collection of sites. So the reason why I want to name it in the array is so that I can reference this in the template. So if I go to blade template, this will show me how to use the blade templating. So what? Okay, so I can use the double curly braces to output it. But what I want to do is on a loop. So if I go to loops, and I can use this right here for each. Do that command. Paste that in. And then use sites because that's what I called it in the controller. This is site name. Save that. Refresh the browser, and there you go. You can see all the sites are outputting right there. That's working. So now actually one because what I want to do is get the image. So is there I know you use the storage class to get the I'm probably going to have to just update the control. I'll just do that. So files. If I type in the search storage, because file storage, because that's the class that you use in terms of referencing images or files rather. So when you're using local driver or file operations, oh okay, so I don't want to put, I want to get the file URL. So if I go to the file URLs, okay, so it's just simple as that. So you may use the URL method to get the file using local drive, so typically and storage returned relative. Okay, so this should be Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to the controller. So actually, this is where I need to go into collections now. Okay, let me just copy this code. So include that namespace because I'm using storage. So this line will get the URL for the file name that I reference, but I want to do that for all of the sites. So what I want to do is loop through the collection. So if I go to the collection section, go to variable methods. So what I want to do is loop through each entry, at least each item in the collection, and then sort of update the value. Use map actually. As each child to give incorporate its course through to mod. Okay, so this will be one example of how I can do this. So what I'm going to do is use the map for the collection, and I'm going to output like an array. Copy and paste this. Show you how to use this. So this collection will be a site variable. Item. So what I'm going to do is essentially convert each item in the collection to an array. Right. So name. URL. URL. And here, this will be where I use the storage URL function. So add that in. Image underscore URL. Expected type found int. Oh, yeah, it's meant to be an object. Actually, it's meant to be site model. Okay. So get rid of that. I'm not even using that. Go if I open up the be able to just go into the, there we go. Hold down the command key. That. Oh. Anyway, if I just open up the sites blade template, so I'm going to output URL, see what the URL is. The site image URL is, oh, okay, this is going to be an array now. So I've converted it to an array. I need to change the format for this. Since it's not a model that's being returned, it's an array. Okay, so refresh the page. There we go. Okay, so let's see if that works in the image tag. So if I add an image tag, add the URL to the image tag. Is that how it works? Check. Oh, actually, I don't think you need the. Could be wrong. Yeah, you probably still need actually. Check. Oh, there we go. So output the image. Better restrict this actually. Actually, I'll show you, but I'll just do it at the end. So max width 100. There we go. Looking better. 200. And there you go. You can see the image loaded right here. So something I was going to mention is you can actually use Tailwind with this. So I don't remember off the top of my head how to use Tailwind. So if I add bold, if I just add that in as a class, that should actually work. Refresh. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm not including the thing, am I? Okay, so I need to include the CSS for that. Why undo this? Oh, here we go. So to this. Start and resources. So if I check the resources CSS. Okay, so Tailwind is here. So in order to add Tailwind, I just need to include this app.css. So what I'll do is I'll just copy. I'm just going to modify the site to get this working. Body tag. Close this with HTML. I'm just doing this for the sake of getting Tailwind working. So but like I'll tie this up after. So basically, normally you would add this in the layout file. I'm just adding this here because I just want to get Tailwind working. Okay, so try refreshing. Add Tailwind. Import a Tailwind. Okay. Okay, if I go to the Tailwind website, Tailwind CSS. So go to the docs. Actually, I'll add a color because that will be more. Open the search. There should be an example of showing you how to text in color. No, I'll just use the background. It should just be color actually, I think. You know, I'm just going to use this just to. I want to see if the one is working. It is what should be working. I apply this class to here. It's working because the style changed. Fine. Okay, I guess it isn't. So this is a site. Okay, I'm going to have to get the own tools out. So class BG Sky. Okay, that's really strange. Okay, that's really strange. How one is loaded, but not applying. I don't think it's because the network. Okay, that's strange. So for whatever reason, the tailwind isn't working. I don't think. See if we can figure this out then. The tailwind should be loading. You can see all the CSS here. It's loading that. For whatever reason, Tailwind itself is not applying to the. That's really strange. Red 15. Okay. So I'm gonna have to figure this out. For some reason, the tailwind's not working. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll actually move this to a layout. So if I go to basics, where's the blade section? Okay, blade templates. Building layouts. Okay, so this is that's where you want to put your layout file. So it should just be a matter of just adding a layout file there, and then it should just automatically add in your layouts. And then slot will be your page. Let's do that. So I'll create a. I don't think I can actually create a layout. Anyway, I'll just do it on the. I'll just create a folder manually. So resources, views. So folder. Parents, I think. Yeah. Layout. Play.php. Okay. I'll go back to the site for copy this. Paste it below. There. Define this. This in the layout. And you want the slot variable that will reference the body. Like the page, it's the template that you have. Actually, I'm just going to add some HTML here just to test. Save that. Refresh. Okay, so it's not going to load it automatically. Okay, so layouts, using building layouts. Oh, okay. I need to reference the layer in the thingy, don't I? In the page. I'm sure that's the reason why it's not working. Save that. There we go. So that's loading up. That's working. Okay, so this is actually working. Oh, I know why this tailwind's not working. I just figured it out. So what I need to do. Okay, so if I add a new tab actually, new terminal. So if I go back to dev sites, I just realised how to get Tailwind working again. So what you're going to do is, I'll use this one. So npm run dev, and what that's going to do is it's going to run the builder, or it's going to keep the compile and build the Tailwind. And there you go. See, that's worked. So this is actually red. Every time you make changes, it's gonna like recompile and build the CSS file. So if I no, 500 save. There you go. So yeah, that's working. That bit. Okay. Yeah, and also that's going to refresh the site. Okay. Okay, I just need to pop out for a moment, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay, back. Okay, so I've got Tailwind working. So now I want to let's just carry on building this site. So go back to VS Code. Use that. I'll actually get rid of the welcome page because you won't need that anymore. You might be using it. So, okay, so what I want to do is make use of the URL. So if we go to database, see the URLs right here. So I want to use that in the template. So I'm going to do that by adding a link to the image. So if I move this, put that, paste it within the A tag, and then use the URL variable href. I always forget this. I always forget how to search for this. So how to open link in a new tab. This is always something I forget how to set it. That's it, target blank. I always forget that. So you need to add a target equals underscore blank, and now just add the link in the new tab. Go back to the website. This one, if I got. So you can see there's a link there. So if I click the Laravel image, it's going to load at the Laravel website. So click on the Symfony image, I'll load at the Symfony website. There we go, so that's working. So what I want to do is just restructure this. So I want a div. Actually, no, the div should be outside the loop. Okay, so if I use flex for flex, and then add a gap of 2 for these. I want spacing, don't I? Check the example I've got. Websites. Now I'll just add a header then. So H1 websites. Actually, I should really do this in the layout. So let's add a main tag. Header tag. Actually, I should just be able to type in header, and that should that'll work. Oh, there we go. There we go. h1. Sorry, I'll use that there. Move that. Actually, no. I'll do it like this. So I'll div around these. Class. Okay, this is where I'm going to have to check the Tailwind website. So if we do a search for margin auto, or just margin, auto top. Okay, so it's M auto. Add that as a class, and then max width. Actually, there's some example widths I can use here. So this one large. Paste that one in. Probably bottom. Oh wait a minute, it's because I'm zoomed in, is that why? Oh okay, I know why, it's because it's not main flex. I need to check the flex. It's flex wrap, I think that's what I need. Use, yeah, it should be. I thought flex wrap would have been automatic. There we go. I wanted it to go to the next line. Go back to flex. Flex. Oh, okay. Not the 101. Between. Yeah, that'll do. Gap though, isn't there? Check the widths again. MD. Yeah, I think that'll do. That's fine. No, I want to low down. Class. margin bottom. Very much. More. Y. I think that'll be fine. Okay. Go back to the one. Okay, so do I want to add the categories in? Okay, this means I'll need to add in another table. Okay. Okay, what? Okay, so I need to change the migration. I'm just going to update his existing migration. Table. So, category. This would have to be. So what I want to do is make this a foreign key. Go back to the. I need to go to the migrations section. So migrations. Naming available. There we go, create indexes, that's what you want. It ultimately would have been an index. Yeah, so this is what you want to do. We're going to create a foreign key constraint. This tells you all of those. Okay, so I should be able to just site. ID. Okay, so that should work. Okay, so that will create the migration if I close the rest. Open the seeders. Oh, I need the model actually. PHP artisan make model site figure. Clear that. Go site categories. Oh, okay. Namespace for that. You need fillable if you're doing one. Because I'm using create and I'll probably just add it in there. The site category, I've got the site category model now. So we go back to the data seeder. So here I can add some categories. So site category, create. Okay, so what categories I'll create in the HTML version? Frameworks, content management system, frameworks. Content management systems. Some category. Framework. Hello. Hello, now for I'm in the chat. So hello Marlborough. So I'm currently working on creating a basic website. So I'm just creating this essentially, but in Laravel. So this version's in HTML. So I'm very much showing you how to create this in the Laravel project. Okay, so CMS is the next category I want. CMS. I don't want to enable Siri. I ask him again. Okay. Okay, so so what I want to do is make the site category available as well. Site category ID. If I go back to the seeder, I can fill that. No, I don't know how I did that. Select them all at the same time. Okay, so site category ID. ID. So we're creating the site category models here and linking each one to a variable, and that way I can reference it that way. So that's what I know. You can pretty much do this in other ways, like using a factory, but that's a framework. WordPress is content management category. That one instead. Actually, I think I'll add a e-commerce one. So that I've got one in that category. Okay, so this one will be just made part of name. Oh no, storage. That's where you store the images. Public. Open cart that PNG. Cart. Okay. Let's see if that works. So what I'm going to do is rerun the migration in the seeder. So migrate code fresh and seed. Okay. Ah, okay. Site categories at the end. What is this? That's weird. How can you add it at the end? Because if it's it's dropping the table and then recreating it, it should be creating this order. I don't know why it's showing it as. I mean, this is SQLite, so that shouldn't make a difference really. Let me try something. So PHP migrate list. Just want to see what the commands are. So fresh drop all tables and rerun. Reset, roll back all database migrations. Okay, so PHP artisan migrate rollback. Let me try that one. I've got a database now. It's a table, that's fine. The migrations table is only table. Okay, so if I run migrate, that creates all the tables. All here. I wonder if this is a caching issue. Because this is weird how site categories at the end. Okay, I'm going to close this because yeah, it's this one site. Websites. Okay, that is weird. The structure, oh, okay, so the structure is in the correct order, but for some reason. Okay, I think this is probably just something to do with table plus. Because it's got it in the correct order, but for some reason it's showing. So yeah, I think this is just an issue with my database client, I think. This is a new database client I'm using, so I'm not used to this. Yeah, so I'm just going to carry on. PHP artisan seed. Categories. These are all the categories. Yeah, you can see it's all linked here. Directly to the back. Anyway, that's worked. So I've actually added some categories in. So what I want to do is add in the filter. I'll probably add this as another. Okay, if I go to resources, views, sites. I'll make it as part of this. So what I'm going to do is going to add 2 columns. So there'll be one that shows the site, one will show the categories. So the site categories here, so I can see. Okay, so I need to go to controller. So I should just be able to add in the site model. Okay, right. Whoops. Site category. Okay, so control index method into the view template another loop. So I'll just I'll put the category to be very name. Okay, I see that renders. Okay, so it's all cat. Text big. Realise that now. Why is the text big? Yeah, I understand that because that's a heading, but oh wait, I think is it because I'm zoomed in? Is that why? Oh, that's why. Yeah, I should probably make that large. Check the original. Oh, this is. So yeah, I mean, I should change these sizes. So this is okay. I'll make this bigger. Actually, let me go to the original. Let me see what I made these images. In 3.8. The layout is the other issue. Components. Because what I've yeah, it's this. So 448 pick one a bit bigger actually. Excel, I think that'd be better. There we go. So a bit better. I need to. Font size. There we go. Font size. Next. Of Excel. Apply this class to the heading. Make that bigger. Make it bold. If I like bolder, I think that will just fit it out. Okay, maybe. What bolder was the? I guess not. Bolder was like a tailwind use. Yes, it isn't. Just one bold was. Okay, yeah, you've got italic here. Search for that. Okay, so it's font bold. Anyway, I'd choose font bold. Oh, okay, so use extra font dash extra word. Yeah, there we go. Make a bit. Class, so add a bit of pad. No, type. Okay, so Excel, Excel, Excel. That's margin top, margins here as well. Oh, actually, don't flex now, add a gap. We should change the direction. Col. Yeah. By default, it's going to be red. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. So guess I can. I guess I can add another root. Dash. You know what? I think I'll use the category ID here just to show how that can be used. These links. /1/2. There'll be an all as well. Okay, so I've added links to the categories. I've sort of filled in the roots. So what I need to do next is make these roots work. Click that. So go to not found because this root hasn't actually been set up in Laravel. So I need to go to the root file, roots, new project, so collapse everything. Open up the dev site project and web. So what I want to do is create another root for when you add a number after, so site category. No, I think it's like this. Okay, I need to check the routine. Formatting. Basics. Writing. Okay, that's it. By parameters. So root parameters. Okay, so I've done it in like this camel. So what I could do is I could actually use the same root actually. This is where I'm going to need the object. Oh. Right, so request. Oh. Request. 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 I think it's actually input. Request. Input. Through. Actually, let me see if import works. Let me see if this actually works. Index test. No. Oh, okay, that. I'll type in 400. Oh, okay. I'm not wrong. Query string item. Oh no, wait! It's not a request object. It will actually be the should actually be the ID. This should be injected in. There we go. Okay, so if I make this null direction, there we go. Yeah, so that. So at this point, get sites by like an ID for all sites. What I'm going to do is add that if statement. If that category is above 0, add a where entity site category ID that, and then again. Refresh. So you can see all the websites there. So the moment data frameworks, you only see 2. So framework, company website. If you click on content management systems, you'll see the WordPress. And if you click on e-commerce, the open website. See all of them. So that's the categories filtering working. Okay, so how long have I been streaming for? 2 hours. I think at this point I'm fine. So I've pretty much gotten the main functionality working. So it is in working order. The only issue is the styling, the CSS. So all I need to do is just sort of add in boxes and make blocks around the images and just tidy up the CSS, but that's really it. So the main difference between this and this is just the CSS, but you know it's working. Getting all the sites, and okay, and also I'm missing the extra sites, but you can easily add them. So, but yeah, you know, if you go through this live stream, you'll be able to pretty much, you know, create a website. You'll know how to create routes, controllers, build blade templates where you put in your HTML, CSS, or Tailwind rather. So yeah, I hope this live stream has been helpful to you. Leave a comment if you have any queries or issues, and thanks for watching.